Hi now, as promised, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the Mini Cooper. Hopefully this comes out alright. It's kind of hard to get a good angle with this phone. I haven't got a wide lens. But basically, I mean, the car is in very nice condition for its age and mileage. Obviously there's a few small dents and scratches around the car, you know, no more than what you'd expect for an 18-year-old car really, but I'll try and point them out as we go around it. But starting from the left hand side now, I'll just kind of show you down the bodywork. I'd say this side is actually quite nice. Couple of small dents sort of around here, I'd say, and actually there is a bit of a scratch here, but actually that might buff out. I've just not had the time to try. I might try and buff that out later if I can. To the rear of the car now. Obviously, a few scratches around the loading area, as again, you know, nothing terrible, just minor stuff really. Whilst we're at the back of the car, I'll just point out that it has had a full exhaust system. Well, I say a full exhaust system, it's had a complete cap back exhaust system, because these inherently don't last very long on these cars. About 10 years they last, and then the factory one is dead. Actually, when I fitted this exhaust, I did paint the whole thing with like a high temperature paint. As you can see, it's black in colour, and the idea was just to help prevent the rust, and hopefully it will last a bit longer really. It didn't come with the exhaust tips when I bought it, so I had to buy those separately, and as you can see, I'm sure, they are black in colour. They did come chrome, but they're an eBay sort of thing, and they didn't last very long. They just ended up rusting within a few weeks, so took them back off, sandblasted them and painted them a nice gloss black. Also, apologies, the car isn't perfectly clean at the moment. We've had a lot of rain this week, so I've not been able to give it another clean, but it's, hopefully you can kind of look past that. Right, on to the right hand side of the car now. Kind of show you down the bodywork again. This red colour, it does come up lovely when it's clean. Last time I waxed it was when I first bought it actually, so I think if you give it a bit of love, it would really pop this car. Again, couple of small dents here, but nothing too major. Right, so to the front of the car now. I mean, there's not really a lot to say about the front of the car. I mean, this scoop is a little bit faded compared to the paintwork on the metal here, but I mean, I guess that's just the way they go. Whilst I'm at the front, actually, these headlights, they tend to kind of craze and how can I put it, actually, they don't craze. The layer on top kind of goes all horrible, basically. So I had these refurbished not that long ago, actually, probably about 6 months ago. So they are perfectly clear now. Obviously they're a bit wet at the moment, but they are perfectly clear. They'll never be a problem for the MOT. And same with this one, they've both come out really nice. Obviously, as I stated in the advert, it has got xenon headlamps, and it's also got washer jets here. I had to replace the washer jet pump not too long ago, actually, because the MOT flagged it up, and having looked into it, it was just the motor had basically blown, so it would yeah, it just died basically. So that's new and it shouldn't be a problem now. It doesn't actually matter if they don't work for the MOT because it's a pre-2009, but I like to have everything working as it should. Yeah, you can kind of see that bonnet scoop. There's definitely a bit of fade on there, but I'm sure they probably all do that. Or maybe it's just the red ones. Right, down the other side of the car. I guess I'll come to the wheels next. The wheels are, if my memory serves me correctly, R90 cross spoke. They're the 16-inch version, and these were refurbished by a place called Inspiration in Medway. May 2021 they were done, so all four wheels are still in perfect condition. No scratches, no curbs or anything. I'm really anal about my wheels, so I keep away from the curbs. You might also see that brakes, there's a tiny lip on there, so they've got plenty of meat left on them. I can't speak for the pads. I have had the brakes apart about a year ago, just to give them a service and make sure all the slider pins are greased, etc. And from memory, the pads were fine a year ago, so I can't believe that they're going to be needing to be changed anytime soon. I did give them a lick of paint actually last year, just makes them look a bit nicer. Just a lick of black paint on there, and same with the sort of the rotor on the disc here. Tyres, again, they were brand new in 21, May 21 that is. Do we have a dot code on here somewhere? Yes, oh maybe not actually, no. Okay, we'll have to take my word for it, they're brand new, just last year. They're all season tyres actually. So you can use them all year round, you know, they're quite good in the winter and good in the summer. Loads of tread left on there. I would estimate about 6 or 7 mil there. They've really not done much work, and I've swapped these front to rear not too long ago, so you know, it just keeps them wearing evenly. Right, what else can I tell you about the exterior? Probably not much. Oh, this model has the panoramic, if I can get my words out. The pan roof, let's just call it pan roof, shall we? Another guy was asking about this roof, and he was saying, oh, does it have any leaks? But fortunately, we had a lot of rain last night. So if I show you inside the car, everything is dry inside, so this doesn't have any leaks, no problems with the roof. It works as it should. And just show you the seat area, there's no damp patches or anything like that. So there's no concerns there with the roof, which is good, because I always Always a bit scared about buying cars with sunroofs because I've had bad experiences before, but this one, fortunately, they seem to have got it right. Even though after 18 years it's still in good condition, which is good. Obviously got little lines here as well. Apologies if my film is terrible, I don't often do this. In fact, this is the first time. Right, so interior of the car now. I have been using it during the week, so apologies if there's a few, you know, a few muddy bits on the floor, on the footwell. But overall, I mean, like the exterior really, it's in quite nice condition for its age and mileage. The gloss anthracite trim hasn't really got any scratches on it at all. There's a small little scratch here, probably where someone has opened the door with a key or something. Right, seats are in really nice condition. I mean, when I got this, it was a bit grubby on here, but they've come up really nice. Watched a good YouTube video on how to do that. Good old YouTube. The leather is in very nice condition as well. Obviously the driver's seat is always going to get more wear and tear, so especially on the bolsters actually, but this one, I mean, you know, there's a bit of wear on here, but I mean, I think that's pretty good for a car that's done 117,000 miles. Small little mark on the leather there, probably done by someone who's sort of like a popper on a jean or something, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Rubber floor mats. I do like a rubber floor mat, nice and easy to clean, and these are smooth as well, so very easy to clean these, and they fit really nicely. A bit of wear under the clutch pedal, but I mean, you can buy your own if you want to, or make some. Right, in the back now. As I said in the advert, there's a few marks on the back, so there's a couple of little scratches down here. Unfortunately, that was lucky when I bought it. And a couple of little scratches over there as well, unfortunately. And also, the same with the seat backs, there's a few marks and scratches. Probably where somebody has been loading bits and pieces into the car, which is unfortunate, but I wasn't so concerned about it when I bought it. Right, if I just jump in. Oh, blimey, it's just 30 minutes already. I'll just show you. Obviously, this car's got the dual dials. Shut that up. So this car's got the they call it the chrono pack. So it gives you the extra gauges basically. So you've got your oil temperature and pressure, your fuel, and your engine coolant temperature. Really like that feature. That's a really nice feature to have actually. It's not really a fan of having the speedo there, so on this model you get the speedo here instead, and obviously your rev counter on the side. Mileage showing is 117,748 currently. That will go up because it's in use still, but I mean, it's not going to go up by that much. I think I stated on the advert it's 118,000 just to cover me there. I mean, what can I say really? Stuff is in pretty good condition. I mean, the radio, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the pixels on here. They all work fine. Air conditioning works. That was regassed not too long ago, actually. What else? Heated screen. That's one thing I will miss about this car is a heated screen. It's just perfect in winter. It's the first car I've had this on, and God, it is good. I'll definitely have a car with heated front screen again. That works perfectly. Rear screen again, yep, that was working fine. What else can I say? I mean, the general condition of the car inside and down here, it's all good. Heated seats in this car, you don't find that on many Minis. They are excellent. Unfortunately, I'm going back to a car without heated seats, so I'm going to miss those a lot. Both of them work as intended. I've always got the heated seats on. They are lovely. Right, what can I tell you? Controls. So it goes into every gear perfectly fine. These Minis typically are a bit heavy on the controls, so it is. I wouldn't say it's not tight or notchy, the gear shift on this car, but they are a bit heavier than other cars, and you know, so the gearbox and the clutch are typically heavy. Hopefully you've driven a Mini before, so you've already probably know about that. What else can I tell you in here, really? I mean, I don't want to get this video to be too long because I might have problems sending it to you, but essentially, I mean, if there's anything else that you want me to cover, then drop me a message. What I will just do is I'll start up the car, and then you'll see that it starts on the button every time. I haven't moved it or gone out on it this morning, so it's completely cold, and I'll just prove that by putting the phone up there. Never had any issues with this car in terms of starting. It always starts on the key brilliantly. I guess whilst we've got the engine running, I will just pop the bonnet and I'll show you that there's no weird noises or anything like that. One thing to note, this has been replaced. When I bought the car, there was a horrible resonance through the car at 1000 RPM, and that was because of this hydro engine mount. So that's not going to be a problem for you anymore. There's been a couple of idler pulleys down here which have been replaced because they started to fail and make a noise, like a whining noise. They're all good now. You can't see the supercharger, it sort of lives down there somewhere, the supercharger, but that's been serviced. I did that, I'd say it was it must have been summer last year I did that, and I got some pictures to prove if you want to see them. Rocker cover gasket has been replaced as well because that was leaking. The previous owner has replaced the bottle. This is a common problem on Minis. They tend to crack, and then you lose your coolant, and you think that it might have head gasket failure or something, but actually it's just these start to break and your coolant pressure is not held anymore. So that's another thing that's been replaced. I did also mention power steering pump had been done. That's a very common issue on Minis. So that's been replaced, and with new fluid. There's not really much else that I can tell you about this car from the engine bay, I don't think. I bled the brakes, so I did a complete fluid change. Again, this must have been last summer, I'd say. I can't remember without looking at the Excel sheet, but yeah, completely new fluid. Not too long ago. I bled the brakes and the clutch, so they should be good as well.
I believe another common problem on these Minis is the coil packs. Now, I've never had to replace it, but it's just something to bear in mind. I'm not sure whether that's been replaced before. I expect it probably has. Just show you down here the radiators. The radiator, I suspect that's probably been replaced. It does look quite clean. And the aircon rads, difficult to tell. The aircon works, as I said before. Has the radiator been replaced? Not sure. It does look in quite good condition as well, so possibly. Oh, almost forgot about this. So this car has the daytime running lights switched on. It's a feature that you can code into the car. So basically it just uses your high beams, but dips down to perhaps a couple of volts. That they are not on fully, if that makes sense. And when you turn your headlights on, this will go off and it will be used as your high beam as normal. That's like a factory option. That's not something that I've rigged up, if you know what I mean. You know, that is a proper codable function. Actually, whilst I'm thinking about it, codable features. The vehicle speed on the dashboard was also a codable feature, so I had that switched on as well. I think that's, I mean, even though the speed is here, I thought that was a nice function to have a digital readout, so that's been coded in as well. And to be honest, Neil, I think that's about all I can tell you. I hope this video will send. I mean, it's bloody 22 minutes long now, but if there's anything else that I've missed or that you want to know or you want to look at, then, you know, just drop me a WhatsApp, no problems. Take care.